What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another video. Seattle Seahawks at the Philadelphia Eagles. These are by far the two most injured teams in the playoffs, so I guess it's fitting that they square off against each other. I'll go over the injury situations when I break down each team, but it's honestly crazy how banged up both of these teams are. We saw this matchup back in week 12 with the Seahawks winning that one 17-9, and that game was also in Philly as well. Right now, the Seahawks are 1.5-point road favorites, the only road favorites on the week, and the total has been sitting, I don't think I've seen it move at all, from 45. So 45-point total, again, basically been at that point the entire week. I'll start off with the Seattle side. So they're down Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, CJ Prosise, Will Dissly, Josh Gordon, and multiple offensive linemen. Russell Wilson is basically the entire offense at this point, which isn't ideal, but it could be far worse. If they had a lot of other quarterbacks, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs. The backfield will be down to just Travis Homer and Marshawn Lynch, with Lynch really just being the short yardage guy. The Seahawks are still going to try and run the ball, so even having no Prosise, no Penny, no Carson, this is still an offense that is built around the run, and they refuse to adapt even when they should. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do it in this game. Why would they try and run the ball with a banged up offensive line, down their top three running backs? And when you consider who they're playing, the Eagles rank 4th in rush defense DVOA, 3rd in yards per carry allowed. However, they rank 21st in coverage grade according to PFF, 16th in pass defense DVOA, and 19th in yards per attempt. So you think about it, their offensive line's banged up. They're down their top 3 running backs. They're playing a team that is really, really good at stopping the run, but not so good against stopping the pass. I'm not going to say they're bad in pass defense, but they're certainly attackable. The problem is what I alluded to before. The Seahawks would win this game if they just abandoned the run early on and just featured Russell Wilson in the passing game. The problem is that they never do that. They always just play to keep it close in the fourth quarter and then make Russ bail them out. If they do that in this one, then Philly could absolutely pull away in the fourth quarter. So they definitely have to be careful of that, but I fear that's what they're going to end up doing. On the Eagles side, they're dealing with plenty of injuries of their own. We know Alshon is done for the season, has been for a few weeks. The rest of these situations are some question marks. So as of recording this, Zach Ertz and Deshaun Jackson are both questionable. We have absolutely no news on Deshaun Jackson. I'm going to do this assuming that he is out. But obviously it's a boost if he ends up playing, a boost for Philly, of course. And know that if he's active, he's going to play a limited amount of snaps. So know that he's not coming in, playing 100% of snaps, dominating the game. He can have a really nice game, but it's going to be on limited snaps. And honestly, my thinking is he doesn't play. But again, I have no news as of recording this. For Ertz, he really wants to play. All these guys really want to play, but he's come out and said he wants to play in this game. But it's going to come down to the medical staff. Will they allow him to play? The reports are he has a fractured ribs and lacerated kidney, which puts him at a massive risk, not only for re-injury, but if he hurts the kidney more, then there's a chance he can't ever play again. So he needs to take that into consideration. But of course, he wants to be out there. And then we have Miles Sanders. We know that he has an ankle injury, but we know it's not a high ankle sprain. He has said he will be playing. It wasn't a high ankle sprain, like I said, so it shouldn't be a David Johnson, he's active. If he's active, he should be playing in the game. We can't know exactly how bad it is, but at the very least, he'll be a little bit limited, but I do expect him to still be the guy for them. Lane Johnson is also questionable, and then we know that Nelson Aguilar is out. So like I said, both these teams are extremely banged up, but they both still have elite players, so it should be a really fun game to watch. Even at less than 100%, the Eagles should still be able to move the ball against the Seattle defense. The Seahawks rank 15th in pass defense DVOA, 27th in yards per attempt allowed, and they've also allowed the second most yards to tight ends. So Ertz and or Goddard should have a really nice game. And if Jackson is out, their wide receiver core is a bit thin, so you'd expect them to lean on whatever tight ends are active. Greg Ward would be their top option if Jackson is out, and like I said, I kind of expect that to be the case. But they can still move the ball, and that's what they've been doing, is moving the ball mainly with tight ends and with running backs to the backfield, and then using Greg Ward as their top option, but not feeding him the ball by any means. Philly should also find success on the ground. Seattle ranks 26th in rush defense DVOA and 22nd in yards per carry allowed. It'll obviously help them if Lane Johnson is active, but they should be able to find success regardless. So that's how each side kind of shakes out. What do I think is going to end up happening? I expect this game to be close right up to the end. That's how Seattle likes to play. And even if Philly were to jump out to a lead, then I expect Wilson to get them back into the game. That's basically what we've seen. The Seahawks like to keep it close. If the other team pulls ahead, they're like, all right, Wilson, we got to go to you a little bit earlier. He'll get them back into it. So I think it's going to be close to the end. Ultimately, I honestly think it comes down to who's active. If all of Ertz, Deshaun Jackson, and Lane Johnson are out, then I think Seattle wins this game. If they're all active, I think Philly can pull off the upset, but I do think it would still be an upset. I think Seattle is still the better team at this point, even on the road. The most likely scenario is that Lane Johnson's active, Ertz is limited, and that Jackson is out for at least one more week. If that is the case, then I do think Seattle wins it at the end because of that. I'm going to predict a 24-23 victory for Seattle. So that'll do it for my breakdown of this game. You can find the rest of our playoff videos on this channel, as well as some NBA content sprinkled in there. But that's the end of this one. Hope you all did enjoy. If you did, how about hitting the like button? And if you're new here, how about subscribing to the channel? Thanks for watching.